In the fall of 1964, 9 black students migrated from Doty High School, an all-black school, to McKinney High School, an all-white school. This was the arrival of integration in McKinney ISD. George Webb served the community of McKinney as a pharmacist at Northside Pharmacy for 58 years. He was a member of the Jaycees, the Rotary Club, and the Board of Trustees for the school district. George was on the school board when the decision was made to integrate our district, and he remembers it as a resolution that was long overdue.
I grew up being integrated a long time ago because I remember back when we were little kids, we had black kids for neighbors. And we took the black kids with us up on the white school ground to play baseball because they didn't have a baseball field for the black school. The school board called my dad to a meeting and told him it was all right for my brother and I to play on the white school ground, but not bring our black friends with us. So we had to go to a pasture, crawl through a fence, and play baseball with cow patches for bases, no backstop, and sticker burrs and all that kind of stuff. And I finally made some new friends and got out of the pasture. But I think I always thought it was like 35 or 40 years before my friends got out of the pasture. Of course, we had 2 school systems in. We had one for the whites and one for the blacks. And of course, I always thought that was wrong because we didn't treat the black school fair. You know, if we bought new uniforms for the white school, we'd send the old ones down to Doty. We call the old one, the black school, the Doty school. And the kids down there would get books with people's names already in them. It just wasn't really a fair system. They built them a gymnasium down there, but they didn't have any seats for the spectators. They had a place to play in sports. They really didn't have a good practice field for football, and they played their games on nights that we were not using the field. The McKinney High School, or the white schools, got their first choice, and they got what was left. And their schedule was kind of erratic. The president made the announcement, that Johnson gave us a certain length of time for all the schools to integrate. Well, we did the first week that he did. We met at Fabian. Fabian was a high school then. And we met there and had an executive session. We came out into the cafeteria, and the first thing I did, I made the motion before anybody could say anything else. And Mac Hill seconded it. And nobody objected, it passed, it was unanimous. And I was expecting a lot of static from people who thought would object, but I didn't hear one word from anybody. Not one person said a word.
Did they even know y'all had done it?
It was in the newspapers where we had done it, but nobody objected. I thought they would, but they didn't. But it was long overdue. We should have done it a long time before that. Now, Leonard Evans was the coach down at Doty. Leonard did a lot to help the integration because Leonard was friendly with everybody, and he later on he served on the school board. But anyway, they brought Leonard down there to start the integration part, figuring out what to do with the school teachers that we had from Doty, where to place them, what courses to put them in. And they gave him an office down at South Ward. And when we integrated the teachers, we found out that we really had some really good teachers down at Doty. I didn't realize that we had that kind of teacher down there, but we had some of the neatest teachers, people that transferred into our school system from down there that we could have used. They could have been teachers for a long time, but we had them segregated. We lucked out when we got the teachers in our system. We had good teachers already, but we got some more good teachers when we got them. In fact, we got schools named after several of them that made an impression. I found out that when we were kids, we all had the same expectations. But then as they grew older, you know, like the blacks and the whites, the black kids didn't have the opportunities that the white kids had. Having been integrated when I was a little kid, getting kicked off the white school ground, I still remember that. That was a long time ago, but you remember things like that.